What's going on, y'all? Cutty from Cutty TV. You've probably seen me all over Cutty TV. Yeah, I am all over it. I'm entertainment mogul Cutty from Cutty TV. I run an award-nominated company, and I run the #1 blog in New Jersey. And this web series is how to become the perfect artist. I give you my tips and tricks on how to become the perfect artist. I've been in the music industry for 5 years, so I feel like I'm taking my experiences and giving it to the people to help you become the perfect artist. So make sure you stay tuned. This web series is for any indie artist looking to become the perfect artist and just don't know where to start. I hope that this helps you, I hope this elevates you, and I hope you stay tuned for every episode. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. It's episode 4. So we've basically created a song now. It's done. The cover art's done. The beat was created, and the engineer recorded it so goddamn good that we're happy and we're ready to put it out. So, welcome back to episode 4. I'm so happy to have you guys back. Hopefully you've been checking out the checklist. We have found a good engineer. We have worked with original beats, and we have contacted somebody to do our cover art and do our video. So, now that we're done all of that, we need to put it out. It's over. It's done. The process of you making a song and you becoming an artist is done. Now you have to put it out. So let's talk about distribution. I'm not gonna just tell you about the primary way of distributing your music, which is you're gonna wanna put it on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, everything else so that everybody in the world can listen to your music on all streaming platforms. That is the way to do it. But I'm going to also give you guys an independent way. If you guys do know, I run an independent company, so I would be wrong not giving you guys both ways. So I'm gonna give you both. So the first type of distribution that you can do is your own distribution, which means you set up a website and people have to come to your website to hear your music because you upload it to that website. That way you can track everybody who's listening to your music, you can find out where they're listening from, and you can also get their contact information so you can follow up with them, buying merchandise, coming to your shows, buying our music. You just know who's listening to your music. So that's all put together by setting up like mailing lists and then individually sending out your album to people. Like, you know how people would sell CDs? Well, you're selling MP3s. You can say that now. So that's the new age, that's the new wave. Hopefully if you're watching this and we're doing something else because we're like so far in the future, well, we're doing that now. So whatever that is, do that and sell that to somebody individually. You have to do it yourself. We're not putting it on iTunes. We're not talking about Spotify right now or any other streaming platform. We're talking about you individually pushing your music and selling it yourself. You can still do it. We're doing this in this 2021 and we're able to still sell our own music. Whatever year you're watching this, you should still be able to sell your own music. Because it's been able to be done since the 1980s. And it's probably always going to be done for the rest of our lives. So that's the #1 way for distribution. You can sell your own music. You can go on to website builders. They let you put on an MP3 player. You put your music in there. People will listen to your music and you're able to track it. You can set a mailing list. Again, you can get their contact information. It's just so much more convenient than just knowing somebody in New Jersey somewhere is listening to your music. Versus, John Baker of 226688 Drive, who lives in Mapleshade, New Jersey, is listening to my music right now. So that's just a different way of distribution. And then we'll talk about the way that, of course, everybody wants to know, because everybody wants to be major, and everybody wants to be on all streaming platforms, because that's just the dopest thing in the world, and that's just the greatest thing. So let me tell you how easy it is. I know people think that being on iTunes and being on Spotify, before it used to be like a major label thing, and if you weren't a part of a label, then there's no way you can get on iTunes. Now there's multiple services out there that provide distribution for you to get on all streaming platforms. And I'm going to give you a couple names right now. The main one is DistroKid. So if you don't know, DistroKid is, I believe, $19.99 a year. And you can upload as many tracks as you want, as long as you pay that $19.99 every month. If you don't pay that $19.99, everything that was on iTunes, Spotify, and everything else is taken down. So keep that into consideration when you're working with DistroKid. Again, this is an independent network, so I do have to let you guys know that you can do one on your own, and then you can also go straight for the major leagues, which if you're doing iTunes, Spotify, and everything else, then the promotion episode is very, very important to you, and you must keep watching this web series. Because if you're gonna do it that way, then you might as well make some money from it, okay? And you might as well have the numbers behind you so that the record labels will sign you. But if you plan on doing it independent, understand that you will be able to get all of the contact information from everybody who listens to your music. Setting up mailing lists, setting up, text alerts, just setting up things independently so you're able to funnel who is listening to your music, and you're able to track down their location. And of course with that, you're able to push merchandise, you're able to push shows that you have coming up and other things moving inside of the future. So let's get started with the tips and tricks, because you guys are probably like, what is he talking about? He's talking about so much. What is he talking about? I want to know what he's talking about. Let's get started. Distribution, tips and tricks, episode 4. Let's go. Distribution. Now, how do we do it on both sides? Let's talk about indie first, because again, we're an independent network and that's what we want all of you indie artists to be doing. So you can set up a website. You can go to like Wix, or you can go to like GoDaddy, or any website creator, web builder, big word right here. You can go to any website builder and you can upload your music to that website directly. Now, with you saying that, you're probably thinking, well, how do I track down who's listening to my music then? So here's the answer to that. You are able to set up either payment methods where you can sell your music on your website. So for them to unlock the playlist or the album, they have to buy it for a set amount, which can be funneled directly to your bank account. So, and then with that, they have to fill out a receipt, which gives you all of their contact information. They have to fill out their name, they have to fill out their address, fill out their phone number, fill out their email, and then of course their payment information. The same way we do when we pay for anything. So now that they're doing that directly on your site, you now have all of their information. Which you can do this with Shopify actually. Shopify is an online e-commerce store platform. So what you can do is you can set up your music inside of a Shopify store, and then you can put it on your website, and when people want to buy your album, they go in there, they buy it, and they put all of their information down. When you go to your Shopify dashboard, you will have their first name, last name, address, phone number, email, and the way they paid you. I have a Shopify store. You can actually, this merch is actually expired. We're actually not selling this anymore, so this design will never come back, unfortunately. But whenever you're watching this, we probably have some merch out to buy some new merch, because we change it every 3 months. Shopify, maybe. But that's a way for you to independently distribute and you to be able to have all of your contacts. Now, I'm gonna tell you an important information piece on why it's important to have all of their contacts. So I keep saying contacts because you cannot do this on the iTunes, Spotify, and Tidal side. You can only do this on the independent side, because when you cross over, you are going to a third-party app, of course, like DistroKid and CD Baby, which I'm gonna touch on more, and you're signing up with them, and they only tell you the location. So with independent, you have the ability to control getting their contact information when they're listening to your music, so you're able to track who's listening to it, and you're also able to contact them again for anything in the future. So you can do that 100% yourself. Shout out to my guy Reese Bangham. He's actually one of the only artists I know that actually does that. He has music on all streaming platforms, but his most recent project he released on his website, and that's what made me think about it, and that's what made me want to help you guys to know that there is 2 different ways to distribute: independent and then all streaming platforms. Let's talk about the all streaming platforms now. iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, everything else, it's the big leagues. It's if you want to be considered for the billboards. It's if you want to be considered for the top 100 iTunes charts. It's when you get that end of the year Spotify numbers, which we got for 82 Seconds with Cutty because we've been on Spotify for officially 1 year. So go listen to our podcast, 82 Seconds with Cutty, because we're heard in 53 different countries, where you get all of the rewards. This is the main perks of being a main artist, because you get to show everybody who's listening to your music. Now, how do you get on iTunes? How do you get on Spotify? How do you get on Tidal? I want to let you know that we have third-party people who will take your music as long as it's passed through clearance and you're not using a bunch of crazy samples and copywriting anything that belongs to anybody else. Again, since you're working with Tidal and iTunes and Spotify, you have to go through different rules as if you were doing it independent. You could just put it on your website and sell it. So, as long as it clears, they will put it up and they will put it in all of the libraries where anybody listens to music. Now, let's start talking about the third-party people who do this. DistroKid, number one. The most famous. Everybody who you see who has music on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere else, they're most likely using DistroKid, especially if they're independent. They do I believe it is an 80-20 split or 70-30 split. I can't run the numbers right now because I don't have a DistroKid account. I'm not affiliated with them, so this is not all official information. This is just what I know. And your music is everywhere, and it can be live, and people will listen to it all around the world, and they'll send you all of the data of people in Germany, people in the United States, people in New York, Los Angeles at the end of the year, or quarterly on who's listening to your music. Then you can go to places like CD Baby. Oh, let me give you guys a DistroKid disclaimer. If you do not pay for your DistroKid account, because they are yearly, it is only $19.99 a year, I believe, and they let you unload unlimited amount of music. If you do not pay your $19.99, your music does get taken off of all streaming platforms if you do not set it up to be stayed on there forever, which is done like a certain way on DistroKid. But if you do not select that option, if you do not pay your $19.99, your music will be taken off of all streaming platforms, just so you know that. I want you to know all aspects when you're distributing your music so you're not hit with any surprises. Now, if you work with places like CD Baby makes you pay one time, but it's a higher fee than DistroKid, and you're paying every time you drop a track or an album. But the perks with CD Baby is they let you keep it on all streaming platforms forever because you paid your one time. So those are just two major ways to majorly distribute your music. That's how you do it to the big leagues, iTunes, Spotify, and that's how you get your music heard all around the world, by thousands, by millions, by, if you listen to the next episode, you're gonna understand how to get it heard by millions. But that's how you become the perfect artist. It's just that simple. You can use these services. They will take your music and put it on all streaming platforms for you. You will have to do nothing. Or you can do the independent way where you put it up on a website and you just send people to your website and they go listen to your music. And now your music is distributed and out to the world. Now you're gonna have to stay tuned for episode 5 so you know what to do next. But this is a great series so far because you just dropped your first song. And this is how to be the perfect